There's our bridge. We're a little closer. I think.
Just keep at it. Come on. I can't make that jump.
If you get me up there, I can move that plank.
Is there a mentality, because I know they talked about
Wait here.
mentality, a lot of men talk
See where this
about, I
goes.
get into space. It's nothing against you, and it's not even the same person. Even people like Beyonce say, there's a space that they get into. They're just ages. Everybody that plays sports know that there's this weird space. You're worth the fuck.
What the hell?
Was the 60 points when you were in the zone, or was there another time you were in the zone? One, two. And then number two, do you become a different person when you're on the court in order to perform that job at that high level with that much in front of you?
What was that all about?
Get on. We'll come to the hotel.
Okay. Oh, easy.
Set up that plank like they did.
Oh, this place stinks.
Yeah, wood's all rotten.
Did you go to coffee shops a lot?
I did. All the time.
And what would you get?
Just coffee.
Do you think those hunters are gone?
We're about to find out. It's clear, Ellie. Come on down.
Oh, fancy. You ever stay at a place like this? Before?
I really miss coffee.
I bet we can get up there.
Oh, it's too high. Let's see what we can find.
He's 14 years old. So,
Oh, I'll be checking in for one night, and I would like your finest suite, please.
What the hell are you doing?
Why, yes, you can take my luggage upstairs.
You are a weird kid.
just this week. Hey, I'm not complaining.
I bet you're not. We done here?
I got another floor to check, man.
Check for what? I ain't seen
Okay, so it was 0-1. But after the game, Allen Iverson said he went to talk to Kobe to tell him, you know, go to the club and come on through. And he said his Kobe Bryant said, nah, I'm gonna be in your shoe. And he said he thought it was crazy. You think of something like that as great as Allen Iverson was. Kobe that serious, and I hear you talk about like this asshole. You talk about being a gym rat. I hear you talk about being a damn spy, spying on people. Watch it. Slam play for Bill Belichick.
Let's do this!
Is it just because you like position, and you're even doing it now? And I listened to some of your podcasts. I want to make sure you tell them about your podcast. But you really do
Over here!
Agent Zero hours sometimes before the game. Like you became, I'm about to go work, and you boxed everything else out. As soon as I woke up, that day is work. Don't talk to me. Talk only if I talk to you. I gotta go there, eat lunch, watch this movie, wake up, shower, drive the certain way there, get there, take my 200 shots, stretch, ice, eat, lift, shoot again, That's the only negativity. You know, you be sitting there getting ready for the game and looking at your phone and your girl like, who's this bitch?
Oh man.
I done talked to reporters before the game because I want you to ask me a question that has me thinking. Hey, yeah, you know, because it happened before. Hey, you know, a couple players on the team say you ain't passing the ball. Well,
Shit.
yeah, now I'm in the game like, they saying I shoot too much. Yeah, right? So I know I have, I'm tunnel vision now. This is, we at war. And we need to prepare ourselves for that battle. You know what I mean? So that's... I want to talk about this. Every game, no matter how many games you play, this whole career, you have to play the hot one. Most athletes are superstitious. I was superstitious where I wore the same armband from 8th grade all the way to college. Same armband. Smell like it.
Joel?
I would not take it off. I had to wear that thing. I felt like I needed it. It became a crutch. As somebody as high up as you had to be superstitious. What is your thing that you might find odd that you do? No, that's what it was like this rope thing. Oh, so you had a whole routine.
Oh my god.
Just so I had to, like, I could shoot around when a ball started. I get the chicken with the yams and the mashed potatoes, right?
Here we go.
Wake up, shower,
Oh fuck.
So when I get on the North South Parkway, I stayed in the right lane. So there was crashes. Oh, that fucked me up. There was one point where I went around, had a bad game. Nigga, I'll be late for the game. I'm still here. Look, I left so early that I listened to the same songs in routine, in order, right? So if I had a bad day, I just go back to that. See, so I never thought about the game like, oh man, I had a bad game. I need to question
Ways out of this.
No, I questioned the routine. I did change that song. I need to take that song out, put the other song back in. Like, that's what happened. In high school, I used to shower, and then right now, the shower mirror, and then I gotta open the door and let it fade out. Let it fade out before I walk out. Like, that is some interesting thing, and I think one of the fun parts about talking to athletes is that you all have a story, but like it's usually not, it's no two alike. Like everybody's superstition is different. They may have some similarities, but they're all different and they're fun to sit down and talk to. Now let me ask you, is it more fun to talk to players now that you're retired, or was it more fun to talk to them when you were in the league? Could you enjoy it when you were in the league talking to players? Nah, it was fun in the league. It was fun in the league because you're talking about what you do, what you did last night, right? That's like, so we sit there like, that, a real team talks about everything. This is why like someone Joel Embiid them did to Simmons was wrong. You gotta remember, you told the world his flaws for the world to do, right? That's a no-no.
Hey,
Is there
it looks like there's a ladder inside this elevator.
Hold on, let me try to open it. Let's see where this goes. He's
gonna be a tight fit, but come on.
Just in case.
Family members is draining you for money, this and that. So you guys know each other. Tell those balls to the world. You know what I mean? That's what you guys know each other's that's what creates a bond, because most likely what you're going through.
You find me something to climb on. Here we go.
As much as there we go.
I'm all right. Are you okay?
No! You scared the shit out of me!
No! Stay up there. I'll make my way up to you.
Don't believe me, stupid!
I'll try.
All right. Where to now? Find a way around this gate.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, nobody threw him under the bus. Chris Webber. Chris Webber, nobody threw him under the bus. The timeout.
Because at the end of the day, if a smart player like LeBron understands the process of that, you can't throw him under the bus. He didn't say nothing about the dude because of free. He didn't talk about for him to get that rebound, someone had to miss. You're not talking about if you made it. You don't talk about the coach. Coach, you say if we get the rebound, all the time out. So when I got the rebound, somebody called time out. We all By myself. We got the last possession now. And I turn it over, my fault. It's my fault. I'm getting suspect. They'll talk about the 10 turnovers that put us in that situation. The 20 points that got us in that situation. And that happened with me in the free throws. Everybody care about the free throws when I missed. They don't talk about the dunk that I had and had to hit the buzzer to get overtime.
You're still up.
Damn it.
You were. and you know what a great example, ladies and gentlemen, I'm live and I'm telling you I'm excited because just to hear someone right now. And like awesome. Inside the NBA with Shaq and everybody else. Is that something you ever want to do? Because I think you want to like Dale God and I think really enjoy talking about it. Would you think you would be able to
So
or
much for
you
that.
want to do
Gotta
something?
find Ellie.
Yeah, I thought about it. I looked at the, like when you're looking, at decisions like that, you gotta look at the censorship, what words you can use, what words you can't use. Because you still gotta be, like Charles Barkley gets to be him, Shannon Sharp gets to be him. I don't want to go on there and be something I'm not. And I think that, to have a great show, you need those people's personalities to be there. So now I have to figure out what are the words that I can't say, which words are not here that I can use to spike up ratings. So I do that all the time, like on Rich Jump, when I called Rich Jump to the news bag. And they're looking at me, say that? No.
I got it.
Right.
So I got to say he's a douchebag. Being clever is the key, but sometimes, they'll take your past and look at something in your past and say, nah, we don't understand that. My past is the reason you don't know. I've grown. I understand. I failed. Now I'm back in this position for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, you need the brain. Like, I'm not 20, I'm 40 now, so, you know what I mean? I still know how to navigate. I'm going to walk that fine line, yes, of course, but that's what it needs. That's what you're raising. That's why ratings are down. Once athletes started podcasting, they're getting stories. What the fuck was that? Yeah, I heard it too. Like, when you're sitting there interviewing on TNT Charles Barkley with Kevin Durant, one word answer. They don't fuck with you. You ain't gonna kill this man all year long and then you gonna get a real interview.
Yep.
I'm only doing this because I got to.
Like one of the hottest interviews last year was Draymond Green sitting down with Kevin Durant, and all of us watched it just for, like you said, all of the shit that surrounded it prior, and we want to see how this goes. And I thought it was one of the best interviews because they were really frank with each other, and like you said, those people on TV, they're not allowed to be frank. How we're able to be frank right here, they can't. And I wonder if television is starting to realize, or if they ever will realize, that the PC route that they're going makes Bill Belichick's and the Kevin Durant's just give them one word answer. Because like you said, whatever I answer with you, you're probably gonna turn it some other way anyway and make me look bad in front of the public. So why would I give you anything, especially access to me? Talk about that.
Bitch.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
I feel sick.
Right, like
You just hang back like I told you to.
No, I could have used better teammates. How about that?
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
Wait there, okay?
Right. Now,
Sure,
this
Joel.
is not gonna happen. This is a one-off. This is an anomaly. Do not believe you. Your ass is not getting 20 tomorrow. Know that. I will say this, and I want your opinion on this. You talked about the knowing what happened in the last minute and not what led up to it. We are a microwave society today. There's a name that I'm going to throw out there, and you tell me what you think. There's a big push, and it's been pushed for years. Robert Horry should be a Hall of Famer. Robert Horry averaged 6 points a game, but he hit the shots that people remember and that mattered. Is that a thing? Because technically, it wasn't like you just depended on Robert Horry the whole game. It's just he kept hitting a big shot to the point where they call him Big Shot Bob. So I asked
We need to get back out,
how do you
find that
think players
bridge.
like him or Bruce Bowen, who was known for hitting a big shot, but playing deep the whole game? Should there be a way that the Hall of Fame acknowledges them, or is it they're getting too much credit for producing at the right time when you have a guy that scored 23, but if he missed the last shot, he's a bum? Because it's a lot in there. Like you can't say it's like the argument in football about kickers. How important are they? Well, if they miss the fucking kick, they're very important.
Okay, if Robert Horry misses all those shots, no one says anything about Robert. Does it, think about all the passes LeBron gave up on game winners in passes. You don't
Wow, look at that.
You don't remember every game winner he gave up and who shot. You don't. All you remember, if they didn't make it, LeBron.
That's a backdrop. People would take their pictures in front of it.
Yeah, I know what it is.
He is not Kobe and LeBron. You don't know
Okay,
he's
then.
not Kobe and Jordan because you don't think
Something on your mind, Ellie?
I wasn't trying to disobey you back there. You were taking a really long time, and I thought
big game shooter.
maybe he's gotten into trouble.
Hold under pressure. You know what I mean? Like, so when they
It don't matter what you thought.
spread the floor,
I need you to listen to me.
I do. It's just that.
was the centerpiece for late
Whatever,
game,
Joel.
for shooting. So is he a Hall of Famer? No. If you want to put him on a court to take the last shot, and they're doubling Big Fella and yes, he's third option.
You'll get through
He's
with
an
this.
amazing third option. That's how you third, fourth option. Like,
How about a hand?
if I see you and if I
You sure you can trust me with that?
Ellie. Push!
I am.
Push harder!
There, how's that?
Let's go.
You brought up that part of it because LeBron did get in trouble for that, especially in Miami. But he passed it a few times to guys who get paid and should have hit the shot. But when they didn't, the argument was different because if somebody had passed it to him and he missed the shot, they would have said the passer made a great pass, he didn't finish. But when LeBron made the pass and it was a great pass, they still blamed him. And you know LeBron. Does that eat at his craw a little bit? Have you ever discussed this with him? Is this something that bothers him? Because it would bother the shit out of me that I made the right pass. The guy missed it, you blame me. But if the guy passed it to me and I missed the shot, you wouldn't have blamed the passer, you would have blamed me. So it's like I can't win.
Right now, I'm gonna jump down there and I'm gonna clear us a path.
What about me?
You stay here.
This is so stupid. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am. You seem to know your way around a gun. You reckon you can handle that?
I sort of shot a rifle before, but it was at rats.
Rats?
With BBs.
Well, it's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now. You're gonna want to lean right into that stock, as it is gonna kick a hell of a lot more than any BB rifle.
Hey.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. There you go. And as soon as you fire, you're gonna want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah.
I got this.
All right. Just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to ask you. You and Kobe,
Yeah, I should have known
if it's
better.
2 people on you,
You're gonna steal.
you're still
You better
shooting.
make sure you get away with it.
Y'all believe
Right? I would have done.
Is there a different mentality between somebody like you and
The hell's he
LeBron?
yapping about?
Because
Take a
LeBron,
breath.
6'8",
Who's dead?
240-ish, could do this if he wanted to, but he doesn't have that mentality. He sees it differently.
You talk to the
What
boss.
is it like being able to feel like that and then be criticized for that type of play? Because we used to wouldn't criticize a guy like this. Are we judging him because we're saying you should be like Jordan, you should be like Kobe, you should be like Gilbert, where you have this assassins? I'm sorry, it's not. And is it a problem for him as far as has he ever felt the pressure of saying, I gotta prove to them I can hit the final shot and get out of character? You gotta remember when he came into
come on down.
That you should be you're selfish if you think I should pass it among you. No, you don't put no motherfucking work in the game. Like, why do you want the ball down there knowing damn well you're gonna miss that damn shot? Turn that damn ball over. You fucking the game, but that's how that mindset works. That if we respect
How'd I do?
work. You know what I mean? Like, so if I'm working out 4 times a day on my
How
own,
about something
and we get into the game,
a little more your size?
I trust me. I know what
For emergencies
I've been
only.
working on. I know what I've been doing. I have no fucking idea
Okay.
what you've been doing. It ain't been in this gym.
I ain't seen you.
I mean, I haven't. All I see is you pre-game, take 10, 15 shots. You know what I mean? Going in, massage.
Now the safety's on.
You ain't getting that
Did you know how to switch it off?
I do.
What? Play coach call. Coach is
You gotta
calling play
respect
thinking
it. This
working
is
out.
not-
I don't know what he's delusional too.
Okay.
If he thinks that we call it 5 down, 2 down, and fuck no. Hell no. No.
Yo, Tom Brady did that. Tom Brady has that mentality, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Everybody's lauding and applauding the Mamba mentality. You're like, y'all need to stop. Y'all didn't like the Mamba mentality because it's selfish. Tom Brady had it. I don't know if you guys remember. It was a playoff game. Bill Belichick was trying to send the field goal unit to kick a field goal, a long field goal. No, it was a punt. They were going to punt it and let his defense go play. And because they were going to let the defense be out there, and Tom Brady wanted to run the clock out on offense, and he felt like it's fucking 4th and 2, we can get it. He sent the entire punt unit off the field. Everybody looked at that and felt that was selfish. What is the fine line between somebody like you who says, fuck what the coach said, I know what's better, and I'm here to win this game. We're not going to win it by the numbers in which you're saying it. We're going to win it by the players. Because that's the argument in it. Players versus the numbers.
Yeah. So, remember, you got 2 different visuals. You got the coach's visual sideline, right? They're looking at the game here. We're looking at the game here, right? So we see something different than what you're looking at. I'm blocked from your view, you're blocked from my view. So you're saying, all right, we're going to kick it. He's like, no, I believe in me. I don't believe in them. Right? I trust me right now with my...
All right, do your thing, Ellie.
On it.
Go. Right? And that's how...
Stupid chain is stuck.
That's what makes us like...
Hold on.
I am.
There.
Good thinking.
Look at them. They got these sheets and shit. And they got all these...
Help me open this.
Fill you in at 3 minutes and do all
Here.
Got it.
Everyone has a game plan. You push them out. Well, when the game starts, you push them out throughout the game. So you, the player, has to adjust. So I see stuff that coaches don't see. You over here trying to call a play for someone, he don't got it today. He's scared today. Right? He don't have it. He ain't there. You try to get him involved. And I'm like, no, not today. He's playing against a guy that has his number. There's always a guy that has his number. He just matches it.
Shit, get down, get down.
Busy couple of days, huh? Whatever, man.
That's a natural.
Damn, no food, no pair of shoes. Let's go.
we could have done.
I know.
We can do this ourselves.
Is that hard though? Because remember, you said you got these players, y'all are a fraternity, but you know you're better on the floor with, let's say, Eton Thomas on the block because y'all got an understanding. He gets the rebound. His main thing is he's trying to get it back to you, and he doesn't bother that you've missed a few shots. He trusts you. Y'all trust each other versus if they're trying to put somebody else in. How do you finesse that if you're talking to, let's say, in Eddie Jordan? How do you finesse that conversation with the coach? Because I've seen other great players do it. Seen Jordan do it, where he's like, they went to Simbrand Sellers and he said, no, not now. This is not the situation.
When you have like friendships, right? When you have friendships, genuine friendships, I mean, you guys are clubbing together, partying together. You have more than what happens on the game, we don't even. So we're like, man, give me the ball. Get that shit off the glass. Sorry, motherfucker. He knows that. Don't take that personal. This is game meat.
We're not friends in between this line. We're here to do a job.
This ain't dinner meat. This is a game meat, right? So Steve Blake can come in and tap me in the shoulder and feel like I got you. Fuck no. No. Nah. Sub for somebody else. No. I'm not going out. I'm horrible. I'm playing. I need to get a rhythm, bro. Right? Get your ass back over there. Steve Blake knows not to take offense to that. You know what I mean? Because Steve Blake knows on another game, I hit 14 straight, right? I'm on a heater, right? We got 5 minutes left. He usually come in with a 2-minute mark. Hey, sub, come get me. Right? Now he come in earlier. So we understand, you know, there's a give and take with the team. Because there's been plenty of times where I wave off Steve, dude. Sub in for the fucking 5 or something, ain't it? I'm good, bro. I don't need no. You gotta remember, I'm playing 38, 40, 42 minutes some games. Sometimes overtime not coming in. I got a backup point guard who got a sick day. Then I gotta deal with this motherfucking practice who's mad. Right? So because you're friends, right, you have an understanding. And with Eddie Jordan, same way. We're both trying to win, right? We're both trying to win. So if you're calling a play, and I don't think that play is the play that needs to be called,
It ain't getting ran.
right? And then he'll say sometimes, but hey, listen, I'm calling that play for a reason.
Oh, so there is give and take there.
Yeah, like so we used to we bumped our first year, and he's like, look, the reason I called this play was I know he was not gonna make the shot, but I needed him to touch the ball so he could keep playing defense. At the end of the day, Gil, nobody wants to be a one-sided player.
Got work
Let's see if the Bronx will, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's like you gotta give them a little taste so they can keep their business in those sports.
One of the funniest things I've seen, and I don't know if you've ever had these moments, was in a playoff game, and Kobe Bryant had gotten his 4th foul early in the 3rd quarter, and Bill Jackson tried to take him out, and Kobe refused to go out.
Let's check the street.
So frustrating that Phil,
Over there.
you could see the frustration in his face turn around because Kobe didn't want to go out, because in Kobe's mind, and they asked him, in his mind, he needed to get into the floor of the game, and he felt like at that point in the game, if he wasn't on the floor, the other team was going to run away with the game. What do you do in that instance where there is a strong personality as in Phil Jackson? He's trying to save the player from himself, but the player is saying, you don't understand. If we lose now, we're not coming back. Have you been in one of those situations with the coach where you said, if we don't stand our ground now, it's over. So I know you want to do something different. I have to be in this. I have to be a part of this unit, or it's going to fail.
Yes, because you gotta remember, a coach is coaching off
I'll search out here, man. You, check down there.
basically theory.
Whoa!
It's not in game. It's not about the 3rd
coach, you let the play, you give the player enough rope to hang himself. If you were a coach, if Gilbert's a coach.
Oh man.
What's the capability? Right? Like, you can't protect, you can't protect, you can't reach it. You gotta, I have to, I need him to get basically 20 minutes without getting too fouled. I need to see it. If not, I'm sitting here handicapping everything to try to protect him. I need to hold him down, put him in the top of the floor. I'm messing up the flow. Let it fail first. You gotta let it fail first.
That makes sense. It's almost like being a parent, which you are, and I'd love to be able to get into that a little bit too. I'm gonna ask you. You sound like Charles Barkley right now, so I'm gonna ask you: are you on team Charles Barkley, who says "fuck the analytics"?
Yes, analytics is.
Because he said it's ruining the game. He said analytics are ruining the game because they're judging and what you see what's going to happen. He said players play the game, not these analytics. And I actually sort of agree with him on a lot of that because I think analytics have caused a lot of problems.
Here, come here, Ellie.
Okay.
Yes.
You got everybody in their mama chucking threes. Everybody is like, I'm like, yo, like,
Almost there.
on. Just because they want you to shoot it don't mean shoot it. You can't shoot. You can't shoot. Like, we need to shoot 33s a game. I'm gonna look at you like, I'm gonna look at my Wizard team like, who's gonna shoot 30? We don't got the personality. Okay, we're gonna shoot 30. I'm gonna shoot 22 of them. There's no way I'm gonna pass it to these guys for them to just chuck up some fucking threes just because that's what the analytics say. That's losing basketball.
Yep. When I saw the Knicks shooting all those threes and they had players shooting threes, I'm with you. I kept saying, I know the analytics are telling them shoot these threes, but they don't have the personnel to pull this off. So they're just going to say analytics, fuck the fact that we don't have the personnel, and that's ugly to me. How has it become so pervasive, though? Because it flies in the face of common sense.
because they're not looking at common sense. They're looking at Steph Curry. They're looking at Steph Curry. They're not looking at the fact that, wait, when there wasn't as many threes, teams were scoring, the average team was scoring 104. You guys are shooting 3 times more threes and only averaging 2 more points. There must be a problem here because the wrong people are shooting. You're telling me you have, like PJ Tucker's Crowder shooting more threes than Ray Allen was? Ray Allen was the top 3. That means in our era, Curry. So you're saying this guy is shooting more threes than Curry himself?
I'm sorry, can you say that again so they can get some perspective? Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth, is being outshot by players like
Crowder, PJ Tucker, guys like that. You having the bottom of the field shooting as much as the Ray Allens in my era. Right? So that means you fast forward this game, there will be bottom feeding players shooting as many threes as a Klay Thompson. You can't think of it now because you're like, no way. But if the game keeps moving this way, you will have bottom feeding guys taking 6, 7 threes a game.
when I saw Julius Randle shoot 8 threes in a game, I knew it was a problem. 8.
And that's where it's not realizing free throws is the game. If you look at the best players in the game, where does DeRozan score? Mid-range, free throws, a few threes.
Mm-hmm.
Zach LaVine. You're talking about Booker. You're talking about Tatum, Luka. These guys are playing a full game of basketball. They're playing a full Kyrie. They're dribble, pull up mid-range. They're playing a full game of basketball because they understand that you did them a favor. What you did was you told the defense to only play defense, 3-point line, and rim. You basically told them they could rest in the mid-range area. So if you told them to rest because we're not going to do that anymore, I'm going to create a mid-range game that they're not playing defense for.
Yep. CP3 is still able to play because he will go to that elbow. He'll pull up right there. He will dribble to the corner, fade away a little bit, 15-foot jumper. He will go to the hole because, like you said, they're literally trying to stop you from shooting a wild-ass three-point.
Wild-ass three, and then they're pushing you for the layup. So they're not planning to stop in that mid-range area. So as long as you in that mid-range area, boom, you're golden. But the elite are playing the mid-range game. That's what the analytics are not telling everybody. The Dame Lillards, the CJ McCullers, they're still playing the mid-range game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sorry players. It's the sorry players that's sitting there chucking these threes, but then you're going to still have Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson still shoots mid-range when he was playing.
Yep.
Steph does the mid-range pull-up, but yeah, he's a three-point shooter, but you're taking the one player. You're taking the one player. Like even somebody like Trae Young, right? People don't realize Trae Young was shooting the same amount of free throws as Greek the Freak 2 years ago.
Yep. And that's a big man. For the people to understand, that's a big man who bangs bodies versus a point guard, and they were shooting the same free throws.
Same amount of threes because he is driving, getting fouled, understanding body and position. So he's not sitting there chucking threes. He's shooting 10 free throws a game, making 9. That's 9 of this 26, 27 points.
Yeah, remember James Harden was averaging 30-something a game, but he was getting 19 from the line. And it's like somebody talked about DeMar DeRozan, very underappreciated. Mid-range monster. Yeah, and it's like that part of the game, we have to have several different parts of the game. I don't want to keep holding you too long, but I love talking sports with you. And I want to ask you, Michael Jordan said when he walked up and he saw Shaq, that's the only player he's ever seen that frightened him. I hear about LeBron James' size. You're 6'3". LeBron James is 6'8", between 6'8", 6'10", but he's a big man. When you first saw LeBron James, watching a man that big move that fast, What were your thoughts of seeing that? Because I've seen him live play, and it still is amazing to me that a man that big, he looks like Gronkowski playing basketball. Seriously. What were your thoughts of seeing him, and was that the most massive presence you saw, or who was the one that you saw? You was like, what the fuck?
So, I mean, Shaq was the most, like oh shit, that's Shaq? God damn, that motherfucker's big and powerful. The LeBron is, because we played him 3 times in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I understood it early. By our first time in the playoffs, so we played him, a couple years, when we played him in the playoffs, he's posting up. And I'm like, man, he looks bigger. Is he bigger? Man, I gotta look bigger, bro. He's like taller, bro. He was like, nah. So he's like overpowering everybody. I'm like, coach, put Jared. I think he's taller now. He ain't 6'8" anymore. Put Jared on him. Jared is all of 6'11", and they both sitting there. And I'm like, yo, that's why we're having this issue. We're thinking he's the same size. So what happens is when they take the big man out, we take the big man out. Right? So we take our center out. He takes it out. Well, the man's 6'10" now. He's the biggest thing on the court.
So we've been lying saying this man's 6'8". He's actually taller than this.
Okay, so him, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. Okay, so undersized big men want to be tall. Real big want to be small. Then you have sponsorship. And this is the trick with Nike. Kids don't buy big man shoes. Right? Big men don't sell shoes. So anyone who sells shoes, like Kevin Garnett didn't sell shoes, Tim Duncan didn't sell shoes, Shaq didn't sell shoes when he was with Reebok and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Dirk didn't sell shoes, right? So what ends up happening is under 6'9" is the safe zone. Under 6'9".
Actually makes sense.
That's why guards always have the biggest deals, because the average kid, I can be 6'3", 6'1", 6'2". You're the small, above giant, you're the small guy. I'm the small guy. So kids gravitate to guard shoes. So once LeBron and Kevin Durant got to a certain height, nah. You're going to still be 6'8" and 6'9". Kevin Durant came into the NBA. In the NBA, I had his rookie measurement. He's 6'10" and a half. As a rookie, he never was 6'9" in this NBA. He was 6'10" and a half with his shoes off when he was in Chicago. Nike put him at 6'9".
Yo, so now I gotta ask the question. In the league, what do you think plays the bigger role? And I want you to give me a percentage out of these two things. Your ability to play or politics. Performance, politics. Is there a thing where performance and politics run into each other, so there's a lot of players who may perform, but the politics don't give them favorable contracts, favorable deals, put them on? How much would you say performance percentage, politics percentage? If you had to go 50-50, where would you lay them both? In the NBA currently.
I would love to say 50-50, probably 60-40 politics, maybe 70-30 politics.
Shit. Is that pervasive in the league, politics?
It's not necessarily like the politics we're thinking, right? It's, okay, prime example. Let's say Isaiah Thomas, right? The little guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing like a max player. He's not a max name. Right? His stats, 29.3, 29.2. Elite stats, not elite name. His for a name. Kyrie's gonna put people in those seats. He's a showstopper. He's a ticket grabber. He is what people come to see. You know, you're just you're an assassin. You're a hired gun. So now, and I wrote it to him. I don't know if he ever got it. And I said, young fella, I don't know who your agent is. Stop listening to him and do a self-check with yourself. Think about you as a player. Think about a businessman. Would you give you 140 million? Take the emotions out. You're 5'9". You have one ability. That ability is to score. Right? You can play one position. That's on the ball. Right? You have no marketing name. Would you pay you 140 for 5 years? Would you put that kind of money into you for 5 years? And I said, no. But you can trick the system. You can sign for the same 140 one-year deals. You're just gonna have to bet on yourself every year. So I will pay you 30 million for 1 year, but I don't want to pay you 30 every year. I'll pay you 30. Okay, you had 29 again. I'll give you 30 again. 29 again. Okay, I'll give you 39 again. Like, I'm gonna play you every year. So you're gonna have to stop looking for the longevity and sign 1 to 2 year deals for that max money. It's gonna be hard to put fucking 140 into a guy that's 5'9".
And that's what you mean by politics. Like, they have to play.
Politics of it.
Because if you think about it, a few people had to deal with that who are currently playing right now. Chris Paul hated coming out of Wake Forest that they kept listing his size because they kept using it against him. Trae Young, same thing. They kept using his size against him. So when you're talking about politics, you're talking about things like that. Because if you think about it, look what happened to Chris Paul. He kept being doubted simply because they kept saying, well, he's a small guard. Yeah, and that's going to be a problem. If you look at IT, what they would do with, well, the argument the franchise would use would be, well, I mean, like you said, he can only play one position. Well, yes, he scores points, but how many does he give up? Because he's so small, they just play a certain defense against him. You said that with your situation, they straight up let you were straight up known. If they bring in Jay Will, because of what his contract is, not because of what numbers he's putting on, he's going to get the minutes. If you're playing in a league like that where politics hold that much weight, is there a time that you may have gotten frustrated in life, or do you know players that get frustrated because seeing something like this, it's not a complete meritocracy?
Yeah, you gotta look at, like, okay, like this business is a business, right? So if you paid a guy $9 million a year and he's getting outplayed by a guy who makes 400,000, you wasted $9 million if you put that guy, like, so it's not actually about winning either. Because let's say you're gonna win with this $400,000 guy, right? I'm gonna win. So if let's say I paid you $9 million and he's 400,000, he's beating your ass, and I sub him out, boom, put you in. I mean, I sub you out, put him in. $9 million sitting on the bench. This 400,000 now is a rock star. Guess what happened? Now I gotta pay this motherfucker. now I got 20 and fucking 9. That's 29 million right here. Or I can keep this 9 million here, this 400,000. I'm gonna put you in a little bit, and then I'm gonna give you a deal that everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm giving you, 5 year 15. And you're gonna be like, yeah, boy. And then I'm gonna trade him and then put you in.
And have you in a contract that you're gonna outperform very quick.
You're gonna outperform, but I got you for 5 years.
Exactly. I got you in this long-term contract. I know you're gonna outperform it, and you're kind of. So where do you side with the players? Because I don't like what Boston did with IT. You put him out there. You got AB right now saying that they wanted to put him in the game when he was hurt. You are a player who dealt with injuries. Where do you side with as far as what the teams are doing, because what they did to IT, I think that's wrong. But he gave them everything and they had to give him nothing. But they treat you guys, the players, anytime you set out or do anything that's best for you, you're the enemy. And typically the fans are going to side with, which is always odd, but the fans side with the organization more than the players. Well, how do you feel about that and the IT situation?
Um, it's on us a little bit too, because as athletes, we have this mentality of if there's no blood, keep playing. If it ain't broke, you know what I mean, you can go out there. So we have this, like, we go with the notion of, I need to play to prove to everyone that I'm hurt, right? So when we have an injury, we actually go out there looking like we have an injury so people understand we're hurt still. Instead of just getting fully healthy and playing. Right?
So pressure makes you get out there. You're saying that
the pressure, and it's not even it's not even the pressure from the organization. It's still an athlete. We're never fully 100%. So we can go out there and move. We think we can do it. Like Dwight Howard in his back. Yeah, gotta remember, he just got off a back surgery that should have took 2 years, and he's there that season averaging 17, 12, getting moved. And he should have sat. He shouldn't even played that season. But he wanted to prove he was hurt. He wanted to prove that he was hurt. Like, yeah, you see, I'm struggling. I'm giving it my all. I'm still out here, giving it for the team. Like, nah, y'all sit down. Hit it with the Kawhi Leonard. Sit down. Get healthy, and then come out. It's about the longevity. Only smart organizations understand that.
But you see how the fans jump on people like Kawhi Leonard, because they'll say, well, Michael Jordan played. And it's these stories, I think, that kills us. Michael Jordan had the flu, and he played. Ronnie Lott, the San Francisco great, cut the tip of his finger off so he could continue to play. And I think it's stories like that that ruin the players now, because they keep judging them. In my day, you played blah, blah, blah. So the player is now listening to these fans who are saying, well, you should play through this. And people like not Kyrie, but Kawhi, are then villainized by the fans for knowing that he can't play. Like, I can't play, and I'm not putting myself or the rest of my career, fuck that, my career after my career, in jeopardy just to prove to you I'm this tough guy. Where does the middle ground lie in that? Should the organization come in and not only stand by the player, but relay that to the fans?
Remember, fans is fans. Fans, I want it right now. I bought my tickets today, goddammit. I want them there. I don't give a shit if he's flipping around. I want him there now. That is going to be the fan. I bought season tickets, goddammit. Don't tell me he's not playing this season. Period. Organization, you have to, sounds rude, you have to put a value on that talent, right? Is he a 10-year talent, 15-year talent, 20-year talent, right? Mm-hmm. So if I have a LeBron and LeBron gets injured, he's a 20-something year talent. What am I going to rush him back for right now? To shorten his career because of this injury. I got him for 20-something years. He's going to make me rich for 20-something years. So that's how I'm going to treat him. Take your time. Don't rush nothing. We ain't going nowhere. You got to remember, owners, this is your team forever. Treat it like that. Stop treating it like it's a drive. They treat it like it's a drive-by.
So they should come downstairs, because remember, the owner owns the team, but the coach might feel like if I don't win this year, they're going to fire me. Best case example in D.C. where you played, Robert Griffin III, Shanahan needed him to win, so he played him when he shouldn't have and ruined his career. Snyder, you're saying, should have come down and said, we're not risking him. We'll just go into the playoffs without him playing, let the backup play, and we'll have a healthy Robert Griffin next year. You're saying that they should have come and stepped down, or because they're competing goals. One owns the team. One is trying to get a job, keep his job for next year.
And that's exactly why you have the situations you have. You have a star player, a coach who needs that star player, a general manager who's over that coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have three elements. Now, the coach needs the star to perform at its best. Like, as long as my star player is there, I feel better about the situation. The general manager is looking like, shit, if y'all winning, it looks like I made a bad decision, and they gonna fire me. The owner gonna fire me. So shit, I need to fire you before you fire me. Now that coach is like, shit, boy, you better get your ass out there. If you don't get down there, I'm gonna cut you. So now you got all this pressure going down, and that player is the one that holds all of it. He holds the key to all of it because if he's performing, the coach is safe. If the coach is safe, the general manager is safe. If he's hurt, coach is on pins and needles. General manager's on pins and needles. First person to go, coach. General manager's going to find a coach every single time before he's looked at. You know what I mean? It's like you got to remember, if you're a coach, the worst position you're in is coaching because you're drafting the players. So that means you got the ingredients. I got to make sure this comes into a meal. So if you're giving me bullshit, I can only give you bullshit. You gonna fire me for the decision you're making.
Were you ever pushed to play, or did you ever play and look back and say, I shouldn't have been out there? Did this ever, because they'll hit us with the cortisone shots in a minute. But most of us, what people don't actually.
I was in that motherfucker taking those.
Yeah, I was about to say, most of us asked for it. I remember asking for it. So it's hard to say you hate the team when I remember asking for it. So what is the worst position you think? Have you looked back and saw that either you felt the need to do or were pushed to do when you probably shouldn't have?
I didn't get pressure from the team. Success is what the pressure was. The year I get hurt, drop to 60 to 54. I'm competing with Steve Nash for MVP. I'm leading, in I got all these records I'm breaking and starting. I get hurt. In my mind, I'm second team all NBA. I'm the second best guard in the league. I'm not losing my place. I'm not letting 3 catch me. I don't even know who 3 is, but I know he's looking at me. You know what I mean? So I went into the summer as a normal development summer. Yeah, I need to rehab, but yeah, hurry up, get this shit over with so I can get back to this still work, this development, running the track, running with my parachute, getting in shape, riding my bike 20, 30 miles a day. I don't know the seriousness of the knee injury. You know what I mean? I didn't understand. So that's me. I didn't want to lose the success I was given and getting. So I kept pushing myself back when I wasn't ready yet.
Because you didn't want to get Wally pipped.
Don't even know who that is, but yeah.
And let me explain. A lot of people don't know. It's an old sports reference. I can't believe your coach never said that. I can't believe Luke never said that to you. Wally Pipp, I'll explain to the guys who don't know. Wally Pipp was the guy who was the starting the starting shortstop before Lou Gehrig. Everybody knows Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig set the Iron Man record of games played before it was broken by I forgot his name before the Baltimore Orioles. Cal Ripken, first base, yeah. So, Wally Pipp got sick. He kept getting sick, so they just put in Lou Gehrig, and he never got a job back. So it's like as an athlete, we really do go through. I don't want to lose my job. I worked here so it's basically you're protecting the athlete from himself, right?
Yes, I mean, it's this is a game where we're looking at results right now, right? Um, and training, like, so say like training camp. Training camp was like, that was anxiety for me. Now that I know what anxiety, training camp was that for me. Because I don't know what the backup point guard or the third string has been doing all summer. I know he's coming for me. So if I average, 42 minutes and he done did something I don't know about and I go to like 30 minutes, that's basically he done outplayed me. So in the summer, all I'm dreading is training camp. The unknown. It's the unknown. I don't know what's coming. So I'm running bleachers. When I came into the season, I was 206. Like I'm Rambo 2. And then I'll gain weight throughout the season and finish at about 220. But I wanted to make sure I was the best in shape. So in training camp, I'm the first one in the gym. You ain't gonna beat me in a line drill, no sprint drill, no contest. All money, let's bet it. I don't care what we betting on. We can bet who can run out, who take the fastest shower, which soap. I don't give a shit what it is. Right there is all testosterone. Like who can throw the fastest punches in 1 minute? I'm in it. Bet it. Like that's what training camp is. You're trying to establish dominance.
Wow. It's really
fight is happening in training camp.
it's literally a dog eat dog situation that you guys are in.
But not really. The starting five. me, Antoine, we're not losing our position.
Yeah, there's too much money involved in it. But remember, there was a lot of money put into Matt Flynn, a lot of money put into Drew Bledsoe, a lot of money put into these players who they got hurt. There was another one. Trent Green got signed by the St. Louis Rams. He got hurt in the preseason. They put in this unknown arena football player by the name of Kurt Warner. Trent Green never saw the field again.
Yeah, but that's what I said. It happens. So it's the fear, the fear in training camp just had me on like I was the worst person during that time. Those 2 weeks until coach says, all right, first game, here's the starters. Like, whew.
It's like you can breathe now.
Right, bro. Like but I'm dominating it anyway. It's like there's no competition. Like you're not gonna beat me in nothing. But it was the fear that drove me. And I got my starting position because of Larry Hughes got hurt.
See?
Larry Hughes got hurt in Golden State, was out for 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, I'm playing phenomenal basketball. He comes back. They try to put him in the starting lineup. I had 18 coming off the bench. Now we're going to go back with the young fella. And then from there, he's not the starter anymore. And they were negotiating a $63 million deal. He just lost his position. Now he's coming off the bench. That deal is off the table. Now he went to Washington and had to sign a 3-year, $15 million deal.
If I'm Larry Hughes, I'm pulling up on you with the gat. You owe me.
What's so funny is he was the first person to say, this is business.
Nice.
It's not personal. You're my rookie. This is not personal. He gave me all his clothes when he left. He gave me all, and he's the person who called me to come to Washington. I would have never went to Washington if Larry Hughes didn't call me because I feared that we were going to bump heads again, or that we were going to put. He's like, no, I'm the shooting guard. You're the point. Because when we did play together, he came in as a shooting guard, and it was like because Larry didn't want to be the point. Because back then, being the point means I had to facilitate. I was the one, like, people think I
Well, my love, I love Larry Hughes. We called him the freshman out of St. Louis. Uh, love Larry Hughes as a player. Injuries and things like that caused him a lot of his career, and it's great to hear that you say that he understood it was a profession and never took it out on you, because a lot of them do, especially a lot of the veterans. They feel like you got to think about it. In their minds, you're keeping them from eating.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to get somebody to be a quote unquote mentor. One of the best examples I've seen of it is everybody hated Brett Favre because he didn't mentor Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is older now, and guess how he's treating Jordan Love? He doesn't want to mentor. Why? Because you're still going to take money out of my pocket, and those people become like, if I want to make sure I get every bit of money out of this pro career. So towards the end of your career, did you go from Gilbert the Gunner to Gilbert the teacher? Were you able to transition to that, or you were Gilbert the Gunner and I think you're trying to take my money and you're taking my last check or whatever it is, and I'm not going to let you?
This is so people actually think I was blackballed. And not realize after the gun situation, I played in Washington, I went to Orlando, and I went to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to Memphis, right? So I just got amnesty. So I got amnesty. That means I got all my money. They can't take it from me. So I'm ready to just relax.
He was in bucket mode.
Hey man, listen, I'm playing at Orlando YMCA and everything. I'm at the YMCA. Me and White Chocolate. Wait, that motherfucker getting busy, baby.
Hell no.
Yeah, get busy. So I get a call that Lakers is, looking to sign someone. So I come to LA, killed that workout. But I don't want to come to LA. I don't want the pressure of LA mentally. I don't know if I'm ready to be back in that type of life. So I talked myself out of the job. Like, yeah, I don't know if you need a player like that. What you looking at? Sessions will look good in this organization. All you do is just tweak a little bit of things in the offense. They just taking you a little bit faster. You guys don't need anybody. I'm gonna need about another month. I look need about another month before I get in shape.
Let's go through the alley.
Go back home. Save
Fucking
myself
truck.
that. I get a call about 2 weeks later. My agent said, "Hey, Grizzlies, can you come and work out for the Grizzlies?" I don't want to. I'm good. I got a game. My son has a birthday party. He was like, "Listen, just do me a favor." All right, cool. All right. So I go there, killed it. All right, guys, have a good year. Good luck with your success. I'm on the way to the airport. Tell the DA I hurry back. I didn't bring no bag, no clothes, no nothing. I just got on the airplane, working out. I'm going back home. They made me turn around and say, "We got a contract for you." Like, wait, what?
So you were mailing it in everywhere you went.
Yeah, contract.